Ja-
Kenny Brown,
Okay.
and then Dave Peart.
Peart.
Okay.
And then after him, then who was it?
Oh,
Was that Jack Roush? What was Jack Roush?
Jack
Yeah.
Roush was overall.
He come in there then,
Okay.
and he was there as long as I was.
Did you have any type of training before you went in there, or was it just on the job training?
Yeah, it's mostly on the job.
Okay.
But now then, they have training before you are allowed in there.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be acclimated to the conditions.
And they had open house, and I can't tell you when. It was after the new plant was open for a while. And they had open house, and all the wives and family of the miners could go down and go through the mine, part of the mine. So I have gone down, went and gone through part of the mine.
Mm.
So after you go down and they turn off all the lights, you know what black is.
And you appreciate what they do, or what your husband did every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Was that the last time that they let anybody that didn't work there go
It
down?
shut off right along there after that, that they wouldn't allow anybody down there. Well, certain ones could go. Some of the month men could take them down.
Month
but they-
men?
They would just go down to the crusher. They couldn't go back into the mine.
What kind of men were you?
You got monthly paid.
Monthly. Okay,
Oh.
monthly. Okay. Mm-hmm.
There are hourly paid
Okay,
and
yeah.
then monthly paid men,
Mhm.
people.
Mm-hmm.
Was there ever a woman down there in the mine?
Not while I was there, but they had them since.
What about any time that you were frightened, in danger? Did you ever have a close call with anything?
Sorta. I was loading rock one day out there with the loader there in the face, and the roofman come up as Roy Stavlin, and he just said, "Want you to get this load machine out of here." I said, "Well, I'll finish this room." He says, "No, get it out of there now." So I backed the loader out and moved over to the next room, and I was in there loading, and about 100 feet of roof over in that other room fell in, and then it just blew the pant legs. It was that much pressure on it. It would just falling to the ground like that.
And didn't Don Hook get hurt?
Well, yeah, he done that himself though, kinda. He was running the load machine, and he decided there was some roof that ought to be down right there around the loader. So he was prying that down, and more come down than what he had anticipated, and got him.
Mm.
Broke his leg, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
What about other injuries?
There wasn't too many injuries while I was out there. Don was one.
There was only how many deaths in that mine that you know of?
Well, two is all. Red Radford and a guy from Fostoria.
I wouldn't know him. Probably do, but I don't.
I don't
Remember.
think so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So really, that's a pretty good record then. So.
Yeah, they got a good record down there.
Do more people get hurt up in the board plant than what get hurt in the mine?
Well, maybe not proportionately. All in all, why, they got a pretty safe place to work out there. And every once in a while, inspectors come around and write them up on something or another. And they say, "Now we'll be back in a couple of weeks. They'll give you time enough to fix that up." And if they don't do it, then they're in trouble. Then it costs them.
Oh, isn't that OSHA?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, is Pitney on OSHA now?
yeah.
Wally Pitney is a member of OSHA team now.
Oh, and he goes around and inspects different mines. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
They they come in here a while back, and you have to have a sheet made out of the things that's wrong in the mine, and that's supposed to be in the lunchroom or on
On the person.
the job somewhere. Anyway, Wally come in there, and the first thing he noticed that wasn't right, so he climbed their plow. So they quick said, "Now Wally, it's not changed since you've been here. You never did do that, did you?" In the sentence.
Did they have family gatherings like once a year or something, like you mentioned a picnic?
Oh.
That, did they do that
Just
like,
in
like a
the
yearly
plant wide
Plant-wide.
pet wide?
Plant-wide has a picnic,
and 25-year men.
and then now this, in November or sometime in the fall, they honor everybody that has worked 25 years or more. They go by the sequence of 5 years.
Oh.
And that will be November, this November. And they will have a catered dinner. We go to Barnes this year, and all the retirees get an invitation to go too.
Oh, okay.
Neat.
Yeah.
So,
How many retirees do you think there are
oh,
around?
Oh boy.
100?
No.
No.
I imagine there would be at least 100.
I don't
You
think
counting
there's-
wives too, or you think 50 guys and their spouses?
Well, not everybody attends those things. A lot of them
Right.
don't, or that way can't. But
Do you mean attends those meetings, or?
I just wonder how many there are, I guess.
Yeah, there's not too many. I'd say. 45, 50.
So approximately how many people work out there?
It
Pi-
varies.
Pioneers.
100 to 110.
Okay, so right in that area there.
Yeah.
Okay.
he came home one night.
We're talking about Oscar Weir.
He came home one night at 3:30 and was tired, so he went in, sat down, and went to sleep. Well, about 6:30, he woke up. He got up, fixed his lunch, went on out to work. He says, "Where's everybody? Have they came to work yet?" They says, "Oscar, this is 7 o'clock in the evening."
Was he married? I'm wait, evidently.
Yes,
married at one
he
point,
had been
but-
married. He has a family.
Yeah, okay. But his wife wasn't.
Tell you one good one about him. The only man in the world that could do it. His wife, his ex, moved from, where did she live? Manhattan or
I don't know, but moved
Wichita or somewhere.
to Chicago.
She moved to Chicago. And so he was determined he'd find her. So he got in his old truck and he went up there. And lo and behold, he drove within a block of her where she lived in Chicago.
He says, "This looks like a place where she would live." And he found her.
Wasn't he very good with, would have been a pickaxe on pounding on something? He was,
With a sledgehammer.
okay, what's that story about him and sledgehammers?
Well, he'd just take an old sledgehammer and just swing it around his back and come down just as hard as he could. And he expected you to stand there and hold a punch or something that he went to hit. Nobody in the mine would listen to him. Said if you're going to do that, you do it alone. But he could hit the hardest with a sledgehammer of anybody.
But wasn't he also accurate? Couldn't
Yes,
he actually?
was. He was real accurate.
But nobody would trust him and hold it.
Yeah. Go with.
You may wonder how they get some of that machinery down there, but after all, they can't have anything in there over 6 foot tall because that's as high as the roof is in the mine. So if they had something bigger than that, they'd have to level it off to use it, or it's not usable. So it really looks worse than it is, because take like that undercutter going down the slope, that takes about all the slope into the belt line, because it has dual tires on it and is wide, and there's just barely room enough, and that's about, I'd say, at least 10 feet. And then you got the slope belt in beside that, and you don't interfere with that.
Can you explain from the outside what a person sees, the entrance to that slope? You just
Well,
explained it to
when
yeah.
you walk through it and look down, it's lighted all the way down, and so you just see the belt that brings the rock up, and then there's a pathway that you can walk beside it. But the shuttlecock is right there, right beside the belt line, isn't it?
Yeah.
That it will to go down.
But from on top of the ground beside the building, tell us what that looks like. That old rounded whatever.
It's just like a round tube going down
Like a
into the
tunnel.
ground, just like a
You just
tunnel
look
going
down
down into the ground.
Tunnel.
And it's on the north side of the
It's
the building.
just
out
approximately
there?
straight west of the office.
No,
straight with-
the change house.
Okay, or the change house, which is just a little ways north of the office,
Okay.
and it just goes down.
Can you see it from the highway?
No,
Probably
not
not.
now. They got
Okay.
buildings in there.
Okay.
You used to could.
I knew you used to.
This is a picture of,
The 15 RU undercutter.
and it's located,
At the opening of the mine.
Oh, and it's getting ready to go down the tunnel then.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we've
On
got
the slope.
This is a picture of the CD-73 drill ready to go down the slope. The new drill was bought for the mine, and this is it.
do you know approximately what year that was?
Oh,
In the 70s,
Was it
80s?
probably 70s. This is a picture of the drill prepared to enter the mine from the top end of the slope. This is what it looked like before. And this is what it looked like after it got in the hole. It broke loose from the chain and was turned free loaded down the hill, freewheeling down the slope. And this is the way it ended up. And if you notice, the one wheel to the drill is sitting on a big I-beam. That's all that kept it from going end over end down into the slope hole, or down into the crusher pit. But it bent that big support was bent from the weight of that drill going on it, and it held. Otherwise it would have been on end down in the hole.
How deep is that crusher pit?
Probably 40 feet, at least 40 feet.
That's real deep, isn't it?
Yeah,
How does that work? What crushes? Okay, you dump the rock in there.
into the crusher, and
Okay.
then it leaves that onto the slope belt.
What causes it to crush the rock?
Crusher. Yeah.
Is it wheels together?
No, it's a big old drum with teeth on it. It's running against a back part of I don't know what you would call it, but that crushes the rock up to fine enough to go onto the belt, and then it's going up the slope then from there.
And that drum is at the very bottom of the hole?
Yeah, it's the only thing that kept that thing from going down was that I-beam out there. Otherwise, it would have been in the hole. But it done really minor damage to the drill. For a ride like that, done just minor damage. Otherwise, you'd think that it was really wrecked.
Who were some of the guys up on top that saw this break?
That was maintenance
Oh,
upstairs. We got a picture of it somewhere.
And this is a picture of what?
The drill ready to go down the slope.
And this is taken from the underneath side, like they were
No,
down the slope from
top
it?
side.
From the top side.
Yeah.
And what about the men that thought this was going to work? Do we have a picture of them?
Well, you just looked at one.
I didn't get it on the camera. Some people thought that this was going to work, thought that that chain was going to hold it. Who would those people be?
People like Scott and the maintenance men. They just grab a chain and hook on. Well, nobody knows when a chain's going to break.
After a chain being used so much, you wouldn't know when you've got weak spots in it.
mm-hmm. That's true.
You know, this might be the boulder machine. You might have that right, Mom. My two front teeth.
That was your Christmas present. The years you didn't get coal.
Well, I just got a lot of enjoyment on retirement.
And the rock,
I've got a plaque in here to prove it, that I retired, isn't it?
25 years.
Well, that was just a short time. It was a short termer.
Tell them about the rock.
Got a little rock out there that Burton Lister inscribed load machine on it and gave it to me. And I'm pretty proud of that.
Tell me, scratch your name.
It's one. He'd scratched my name on it.
The date you started.
And what?
The date you started and the date you finished
Yeah.
up